Hello Aries, welcome to Divine Debut. This is Kathy speaking, and this is your February, beginning to mid-February 2020 general and love divine spread. Let's see what's going on for you. I'd like to mention that for those that are interested in the astrology for February, please wait till the end of the tarot reading. And then after that, I do have an announcement about a free giveaway, a competition. Okay, so let's see for Aries, dear Spirit. And we have the Devil, wow, which is Capricorn. Okay, dear Aries, the Devil is Saturn. It is Capricorn. There is a lot going up there in Capricorn. Unfortunately, you are being affected very much so in the position where Capricorn is to you. You are in a square. What this is asking for you to do is that you need to put in the effort, put in the work. You are going through some massive transformation, okay? It's asking for integrity, but I usually notice that Ace of Pentacles in this deck, and if you're interested in the cards I'm using, they will be mentioned in the description box below. This is the Ace of Pentacles. Saturn is asking for you to put in the effort, to put in the hard work so that you can reap the rewards. It has been quite a challenge for a lot of you. We are slowly, Saturn now has moved over Pluto. Now, the thing is that your ruling planet Mars on the 16th of February will be entering the sign of Capricorn. So this is your last challenge, I'm going to say, with Mars moving through the sign of Capricorn, which will be, it's going to be quite a growth spurt for you. Of course, the rewards can be really big. That's what Saturn does. So keep working at it, dear Aries. Okay, keep working at it. Now, the Devil can also speak of fears. So try not to let that overwhelm you. Know that what is difficult at this time, all it asks for is a bit more effort. Okay, so we're all going through this, everyone in a different way. Let's see what is happening in February, beginning till 15th, roughly. Another thing I wanted to just mention is that Mercury will be retrograding on the 16th. So if you need to communicate anything, if there is anything that you need to do, like the Devil can be also the elder, the wiser, the boss, the strict parent, let's say. It can be around career as well. You might be going through a rough patch. But as I said, the lessons are very rewarding, if you get what I mean. Let's see. In your foundation, we have the King of Pentacles, which is a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Mainly, I see the King of Pentacles as Taurian energy. Okay, King of Pentacles is someone that holds their pentacles in much significance. So they're all about values. They're all about comforts. They're all about stability. Sometimes the King of Pentacles can be the father, someone that a lot of people depend on. Now, he could be a boss, of course. King of Pentacles, again, I see as Taurian energy. Now, Taurus is where we have Uranus transiting, and therefore our values are changing drastically and unexpectedly. Anything to do with money, with Uranus transiting Taurus, there are sudden changes where money is concerned, values, projects, anything that we love. Let's look at what is hidden. We've got the Empress, which is beautiful, and this you cannot see. And I know that Aries many times has the Empress, many times. The Empress is manifestation, abundance. We're talking about Venus. Now, Taurus is also ruled by Venus. Here we've got Venus, which rules Taurus and Libra. The Empress can be a motherly figure. This can be a seed that is growing within you. Also, she is a card of patience. You need to be patient if you are giving birth to something creative. Okay, so let's look at the recent past. We've got the Five of Pentacles. Okay, Five of Pentacles is an imbalance. It's a feeling of lack, not having enough. Again, Fives always speak of change, so you are moving into something to do with work, something that can be quite repetitive. And, you know, the devil can even be a difficult cycle to break. It can be anything to do with addictions, restrictions, anything sexual, a toxic environment as well. I will see with more cards. Let's take more cards. Let's look at the now position, and we've got the Two of Cups, which, since we have a relationship here, and we could be looking at an age difference or a status difference, where the masculine energy is a bit younger, a bit more inexperienced than what the feminine energy is. So that even where age is concerned, there could be an age difference. And we do know that the devil, being Capricorn, is the elder and the wiser. Here we've got the Two of Cups, which is a soulmate connection. Two of Cups is two people are on the same page, same level. They think the same, they feel the same emotionally. So some of you are obviously in some sort of a connection. And it's funny that we've got two people here. So in the recent past, maybe something's happened, something that was quite toxic, something that was quite challenging for a relationship. Let's see what your trajectory and goal is. We've got the Knight of Cups, which is an offer coming through. Now, this could be an offer at work. This could be a relationship where work is concerned as well. This could be some sort of an agreement, two people toasting, some sort of an agreement. The Knight of Cups is an offer, but we've got a water sign here, Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces, which the Knight of Cups can sometimes say something and then get cold feet and not come through with the goods. So he's very slow moving. Okay, let's see where he's heading towards. This is the position of the advice and the action. Well, it's going to be successful. We've got the Six of Wands, which the Six of Wands is someone riding high, someone who's very popular, very well known, very successful at what they do. This is people congratulating you and your ego, let's say, growing. Now, the devil can also be quite narcissistic. So if you are dealing with someone, dear Aries, that is quite popular, very successful where business is concerned, they may also come along with a bit of an ego, and that's the shadow side of this card. Other than that, whatever offer is coming through, it will give you popularity, success. Let's see what your outcome is. And we've got another six, which is the Six of Swords. And this is leaving the troubles behind, moving to calmer waters. This can be actually moving over water. There is a fair bit of movement that I see here. Everyone is moving towards the future. Yeah. So this could be travel over water. Let's see what's going on with the divine position. So planetarily, what's the divine doing for you? And we've got the Emperor, which is more than likely the devil. I usually see the Emperor as tough lessons, tough love. The Emperor can be Aries, can be Taurus. And the Emperor, look at this, we've got the Emperor and the Empress. Now, the Emperor is someone that we want on our side. Being in the divine position says that these lessons are for our own good. Maybe they're not, there's many levels of lessons. This could be you finding your stability, you winning over this Emperor. And this could be a father. Could this be the same person as the King of Pentacles? For some of you, it will be. For others of you, it will not. So we know that the Emperor and the Empress can also be parents. Nevertheless, the Emperor brings you stability. He's a 4. He's not someone who shows much emotion, he shows more fire than more the fiery, aggressive, or even charged energy. He does anything that is necessary to be able to rule this empire. And I said umpire, I don't know why. Now the Emperor, I see very much a Saturnian, because he's been through a lot. He's become the elder through his own lessons, and therefore He's the wiser one. He's the one that we go to for advice. Let's see what's at the bottom of the deck. And we've got the Temperance card, which is showing up a lot for all the readings at this time. The Temperance card is a card of healing. Temperance also is a card of faith. It is also the card of Jupiter, which brings expansion, growth, luck, and it is the divine. This is your archangels. It's Archangel Michael. Something is being prepared on your behalf here, and it's asking for you to be patient, that the sun will shine again. There is a rainbow, as you could see at the top here, which is the silver lining. What's beneath that? And you know, this can speak of foreign places, foreign lands, people from other cultures. We have the Seven of Swords. The Seven of Swords can be the card of stealth, but it can also be a card of intelligence. For those of you that have been dealing with someone that was quite sneaky, you know, the Temperance is saying that don't worry, we are working on your behalf. Be patient. What goes around comes around. You know, Jupiter does remind me of that Wheel of Fortune. It is a very karmic time right now. We're still going through a lot, and we have to be patient. And that's what the devil asks us of, because the devil is Saturn, and that's very, very slow moving. He is the Lord of karma and time. So let's take more cards. I'd like to look at the astrology. Let's take an astrology card and see what else is happening for you, dear Aries. Now in the month of February, Venus will be entering Aries. So for a lot of you, this is a very good time to have that, to do things that you love, to do things, even cosmetic surgery, anything like that. It's a very good time for you. Love can also be coming into your life. So that could also be, of course, another female, let's say. Could be a friendship, could be someone that is on the same page as you. Doesn't have to necessarily be a female, it can be a male. But Venus, because she is feminine, she can also signify someone who is beautiful. Could be a beautiful soul, doesn't necessarily have to be that they are beautiful on the outside, but they're going to have that Venusian aura. Let's see. And we have lunar eclipse and change. So the lunar eclipse was on the 10th of January. We are still in that energy. Now, Saturn and Pluto were activated by the lunar eclipse. So you are going through massive change. Okay, and this is in divine order. This is a 43, which equals 7. It was necessary for you to go through change. Let's see what else is coming out for you. Let's take 2 cards on this Devil card. And what's that all about, please, Spirit? And there's the Wheel of Fortune, which I was just mentioning now. The karmic wheel that is turning. There is some sort of a completion, and obviously there is change. Now, the Wheel of Fortune is Jupiter. Again, what it's saying is that hard work will bring you luck. Now, Jupiter is in the sign of Capricorn, and it will be very soon moving closer to Saturn. Therefore, it will be expanding and bringing, yes, more to do with work, a lot of work, but also a lot of rewards. So let's take one more card. And there's the Devil. I can't believe this. Double messages. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. So as I said, Jupiter and Saturn meeting up very soon are going to amplify. Of course, the hard work will give you much payoff here because Jupiter is expansion and growth. Also, the Sun now is in Aquarius. So Aquarius is also ruled by Saturn and Uranus, which is in Taurus, which I mentioned before. Why I'm mentioning this is that the Sun That's probably why we've got the devil twice. The devil, yes, is Capricorn, but because its ruling planet is Saturn, and Aquarius is also ruled by Saturn, that's why you could have the devil twice. So the sun being in Aquarius now, could you be dealing either with a Capricorn or an Aquarian? Now, what is interesting, as I was saying before, is that Mars will be moving into the sign of Capricorn. That could be another reason why we've got the devil twice. So it's a time of growth. For some of you, it's going to be, you're going to find solace and support through spiritual practices. Okay, now the devil can also speak of fears. The fear of the darkness, the fear of the unknown. Let's take another card. You're feeling as though you've got a lot on your plate, a lot of obligations. And we've got the Ace of Cups. So this could also speak of new love coming in. And oh my God, fire galore. So much where intimacy is concerned. Okay, there is a lot of intimacy in the devil. This could also be addictions, sexual addictions. But here we've got the Ace of Cups, which, now I'm not reading reversals. For some of you, this could be the opposite, where you have come out of a narcissistic, maybe just a very a relationship where there were sexual addictions, and now you're moving into something new, more heartfelt, right? Because of the cups. It could go either way. For others of you, this is a strong, intimate connection, which does hold emotional fulfillment as well. So it could be different for each and every one of you. Let's see what this King of Pentacles is all about. And we've got the Five of Cups, and this card shows up all the time for all the signs. Okay, so obviously what it's saying is that we've walked into a new era now, a new stage in our lives, leaving the past in the past, the difficult transits that we've been through, which we're at the tail end of the storm. It's telling us that there still are difficulties, but the future is looking bright. We've got the Two of Cups here, so letting go of the past. Could it be that you are dealing with someone that their cups were spilt? This King of Pentacles, whoever this is, they were mourning their past, and now there is something, a new connection here, right? A new connection, a new even partnership where business is concerned. Let's look at the Empress. The Empress gives a lot. There we go. She gives a wish. She gives a wish fulfillment here, and I'm so happy to see that. Nine of Cups. Nine of Cups is all your wishes coming true. So some of you may be going out and having a lot of drinks. You know, even the devil can speak of over drinking, overindulging, over binging, too much alcohol, maybe even drugs. Be careful at this time. Be careful. Neptune is still in Pisces. It's all about, you know, escapism. So be very careful with things like that. Five of Pentacles, a recent past, and Four of Pentacles. Feeling as though some of you may have closed, how can I say it? You've been shut off from the rest of the world. You've had some sort of a setback, I feel here. Some sort of a disappointment. And that's what I feel here. And we've got the 5 and the 4, which equal 9 of Pentacles. That's the Virgo energy, which speaks of independence and standing strong financially. I feel here that it's not so much the financial situation. I feel here that it's more the emotional. Some of you have been holding on to a relationship where you've both sort of felt at odds for whatever reason. And this could be just the planetary energies that have affected you, whether this is a committed partnership, or some of you may have come out of a relationship and you are meeting someone new. Okay, let's look at that Two of Cups. And we've got the Nine of Swords. So worries and anguish around a commitment, an agreement, a soulmate connection. This is too much thinking. Looking at the details, maybe not even, because as we could see, this person is on their own. Someone is obviously held back and not opening themselves up. And for whatever reason, they're waking up in the night, and this could be nightmares, fearing the worst. And as I said, the devil can speak of fears. And I'm going to say there could be someone out there that is fearing being amongst people, fearing relationships for whatever reason. Maybe because they've been hurt in the past and they're still hanging on to that fear that if they've been dealing with someone that was quite narcissistic in the past, or even in the recent past, that they're not ready and open to open their heart. I feel like their heart is still blocked off. And that's probably why we've got the Knight of Cups, which is someone that is, 1 minute they're walking, they're offering their cup, and the next they're changing their mind. We've got a few cards that fell out. I will show them to you, but I will put them back in the deck. We've got the Strength card, which is Leo. It's asking for courage and strength and patience. We've got the Four of Wands, which is commitment. It's a marriage. It's some sort of a celebration, something to do with security. We've got the King of Swords, which is an air sign, so someone who could be coming across as quite cold. And I did mention Aquarius before. The King of Swords could be someone that, the person that's been hurt and therefore not open to love, or very frightened of it. And the Hanging Man, which speaks of sacrifice or change of perspective, and the Chariot, which is a number 7. It is Cancer, and Cancer is the home, the family, the feeling secure within a family situation, you know. So let's take one card on this Knight of Cups. So what I feel is that this Knight of Cups with that Strength card is really trying to push forth and become successful, trying to overcome the fears of offering. There is the indication here of a relationship, an agreement, but there is fears around it. So maybe this is the, I don't want to say the imagination, but the perception of one of you. I feel that this could also be something that is being dreamed of, something that is wanted very much so. Someone is dreaming of this and they're waking up in the night, maybe even dreaming of it and then waking up and crying if this is not in actual fact happening. So let's look at this Knight of Cups, and we've got the Two of Wands. And the Two of Wands is, yes, someone is ready to go on that adventure, on that journey. This is a new doorway. This is trying to make a choice, decide what to do. Leaving something in the past and going for what is very inspired by this person. And again, it does, he holds the world ball, so that world ball does speak of foreigners, maybe even someone at a distance. Let's look at that Six of Wands here in the action and advice. And we've got 5. I think that this is probably a group effort. A group effort, maybe with that 5 of Wands, but this could also speak of someone, a family situation, or multiple people trying to build on something and not quite being on the same page. This is more of an individual victory than a group effort, right? So it looks to me as though there's been a group effort, but one person is the one that is shining their light and being acknowledged for the success. whatever that means for you. Let's look at the Six of Swords. Six of Swords. And we've got the Three of Swords, my God, which 6 and 3 equal 9. The Nine of Swords, which we've already got here. Wow, and we do have, yes, we do have 1, 2, 3 people here, even though we've got the Knight of Cups here, but this is more of an energy, I would say here. It's more of an offer than the actual person. As I said, someone is wanting to offer their cup, but they are, they're fearing the outcome. They're fearing maybe even the letdown if the door is not open for them, if they get the rejection. That's why I feel as though we're dealing with someone who is quite successful in business, but where love is concerned, they're quite conflicted because of fears. They've been heartbroken, obviously, and obviously I feel as though they're in a cycle that they keep going around, and it's hard to break this cycle. Let's take another card. It feels as though Aries is, just when they think they're where they need to be, they lose what they're aiming for. I feel as though that's the lesson that's happening here. Let's take another card. And we've got the Ace of Swords, which is beautiful. So we've got now 10 swords, so that is the end. Now the Ace of Swords, of course, we know is communication, it is clarity, and it is severing ties with whatever is holding you back. Okay, this could be also communication coming through, and you probably will be receiving that when, I would say, when you are open to communicating, because the Nine of Swords energy is something that is holding you back. You're fearing the worst, but I feel that this could have been an illusion. Okay, we are having, in the month of February, we're having Jupiter sextiling over to Neptune, and Jupiter can expand the illusion of Neptune. Neptune in Pisces is very strong. Thank goodness for this Ace of Swords. The clarity will come. So whatever you've been worrying about, I feel as though you will get to the end of it, because you're going to get the clarity. You will get the light. Let's see what this Emperor is all about. You may have been dealing with someone that was had too much on their plate, too many obligations, no time for love, no time for love. And some of you could be dealing with two different people. Let's see. Personally, what I think mainly is that this King of Pentacles, because he's got the Five of Cups, he is the Emperor, because he's been through his own lessons. Let's take another card here. And we've got the Lovers, and the Lovers is a divine union. It is the sign of Gemini, Sun, Moon, or Rising. And the Lovers, of course, again, the angels and spirit is blessing this union. Again, it's head over heart decision. Do I rule my empire, or do I truly go with what my heart tells me? Do I have to stand by and do what stand in my integrity and be the ruler of this situation, or do I go with what I love? Do I go with my heart? Says the Emperor. Okay, so this is a very big decision here, and it's all about security, finding balance, and committing to a partnership, whether this is business or pleasure. You know what I mean. So what I'd like to do now is look at the Temperance card, which is the general energy. And we've got the Queen of Swords now. And the Queen of Swords is all about the truth. You remember that the King of Swords fell out before Well, the Queen and King of Swords, they are two people that have obviously been through their own issues. They are a divine union. They belong together. So this could be another side to the Empress and the Emperor. Obviously, the Queen of Swords is someone who will speak her truth. We do have the Ace of Swords here. Now, the Queen of Swords is someone that is quite intelligent. She is all about knowledge, all about the details, and she is making she is communicating. She's looking at, if things add up or not. And the Queen of Swords could also be, let's say, another person in your life, surrounding your life, that is quite cold and someone that doesn't show emotion. Someone who could also be making a judgment. Now, the Queen of Swords could also be someone who is in the legal field. But as I said, emotionally, she's someone who's gone through her own lessons. And again, this could also mean that take it one step at a time. You will find out the truth. Okay, so let's take some Sibillas, dear Aries. For those of you that are in a narcissistic and dark and difficult cycle, dealing with someone who could be someone who is very forceful, someone who likes to put you down, someone who wants to reign above you and make you feel as though you are obligated to be with them, well, this is a time to break free. Uranus being in the sign of Taurus, that's what it's all about. But also, with Venus having transited through and transiting through Aquarius, this is also a position for Venus, which says that I'm free. I can be free. I can be in a relationship, but I can also feel free. That's what we need. Let's look at the Karma Dharma position, which is the Devil twice, the Wheel of Fortune, and the Ace of Cups. We have the Militare, which is the Ten of Swords, Capricorn energy, having again that mountain to climb. And again, Capricorn is hard work. This guy, this soldier, is on a mission, but he's got the strength in those knees, and he keeps his mouth quiet about his mission and what he's doing. We've got Alegria, which is merriment and happiness. Quite different energies, right? It's business. Once you climb that mountain, there will be a celebration. You can let your hair down. You've done the work. Okay, it's the Nine of Wands. And the Nine of Wands is one wand before the weight comes off of those shoulders of yours. And we've also got the Ladro, which is the Ten of Pentacles, and this is the thief. So again, the thief can speak of, even if it's not a literal thief, this could be a negative indication in a family or a security in a situation which speaks of, as I said, the family unit, things to do with money, monetary, losing something. And this could be, of course, physical, but it can also be just negative energy, that there is something brewing in the background that you will be losing. But again, it's the Ten of Pentacles. So this, sometimes I see the thief that comes into a family situation. This could be a third person, or this could be a literal losing something, right? Let's take one more on that. And we've got Prigione, which is Capricorn again. Oh my goodness, dear Aries. Nine of Swords. Could it be that Capricorn is asking for more sacrifice from you. You know, even if you are at the Ten of Pentacles, financially you're okay. Someone is needing help from you. And it is an obligation for you, dear Aries. What I would suggest is that you need to give. And when I say give, I mean bake a cake and give some to your neighbors, or give to the poor. When you see a homeless person on the street, go and buy them a sandwich or something like that. I think that you need to give something for before you can get to your happiness. Let's see, we've got 11, which is karmic, the Ilnamiko, which is the difficult energy. And again, it does speak of Pluto here. This snake goes through its transformation. So let's say we've got Pluto and Capricorn. How ironic that the karmic situations that we're going through in Capricorn are showing up in your cards. This is amazing. Let's take another Sibilla and see what else. What comes after the transformation? We've got sacerdote, and sacerdote is the priest, which says that if you're in a hard, if you're feeling that you're in hot water, in a tough position, faith, keep your faith, don't let go of that. You are going through a rough ride through transformation. This is a number 13. Again, it speaks of the death card, right? Which is transformation and change. Keep the faith that, you know, this is the sacerdote, so it speaks of Taurian energy. Please remember that Uranus in Taurus is going to make the change. It's going to come unexpectedly for you, and this is going to show up, I would say more than likely. You know, this for you is your second house. Second house could be money, your values, could be the physical body as well. And the sacerdote can also speak of marriage, commitment, being part of a group. And also it's very interesting to see that Jupiter, which is all about spirituality, and of course Venus, which is still in Pisces, it's all about the divine love. Now here, of course, it's as though you are paying your dues before you can reap the rewards. Keep the faith that the what you're going through and where you're heading for is a completion. It's a cycle of completion. And don't forget that the lunar eclipse and eclipses are always a shift, major shift, where if we are not on the right path, we are jolted onto the right path. And of course, we know that eclipses are not there for just by chance. This is the divine. This is the divine trying to put us on the right path through the lessons that we go through. And of course, many times, just like with the Temperance card, the divine asks you for patience, because the angels are looking out for everyone, not just for me, not just for you. The timing has got to be right, and that is so Saturnian. What I'd like to do now, dear Aries, is I want to take one more card on this outcome position, because we do have the Ace of Swords, which can speak of a successful new beginning, but it can also speak of severing ties with your with the difficulties that you've been going through. Let's take another card and see what else we've got. And we've got the Ace of Pentacles, yes, which is a God's gift to you after all the difficulties that you've been through. You are stabilizing something now. We know that the Ace of Pentacles can be many things. It can be a monetary gift. It can be a promotion. It can be a marriage. It can be committing to someone, the promise of a new relationship, one that could lead to marriage in the future, right? So again, we've got Earth here. So the Earth signs that have been mentioned are Taurus, Taurus and Capricorn, obviously. So Aries, Sun, Moon or Rising. Some of you are leaving behind maybe someone who could be very airy-fairy, Saturnian as well. And when I say airy-fairy, strong Aquarius, I would say, more than likely, or even Gemini in their chart. Now, this could be a new beginning with an earth sign. Could this be the pentacle that this King of Pentacles is holding? Could it be that? Let's take an angel answer. I'd like you to think of a question. Let's see if we can answer it for you, dear Aries. So please, Spirit, for Aries, what is the answer to their question? What is the answer to their question? If you haven't thought of a question, please pause the video. What does Aries need to know, please, Spirit? Archangel Michael, what does Aries need to know? What is the answer that they're looking for? And we have forgiveness. Forgiveness is the key here, obviously. Let's read from the book. Forgiveness can work miracles. When you release the past, a weight is lifted from your shoulders and a sense of freedom washes over you. I was talking about freedom before, and I was also talking about releasing the past. Remember, with this card, ask your angels to help you let go of sadness or pain caused by others so that you can be free. The freedom, breaking these chains. There's a lot of Capricorn in your reading. This card can also refer to a need for self-forgiveness. It's time to let go of any guilt you are holding on to regarding past mistakes you may have made. Give yourself credit for having tried your best, even if the results weren't what you have liked. Focus on the changes you've made since then that have made you a better person. And forgiving yourself if you've been dealing with a cycle that you haven't been able to close, to break, then I think that faith will help you in the end. Just hold on to that, and that is amazingly strong. We do have the Wheel of Fortune here, which has put you through tests, through necessary tests in the near future after the hard work. You've got the Ace of Cups, dear Aries, so do not fret. As I said, your ruling planet Mars will be going over the South Node, Jupiter, Pluto, and then Saturn, all in the sign of Capricorn. So hold on to your hats. It's going to be quite an interesting year, especially for you guys with your ruling planet Mars, which will be retrograding. It's going to be for about 6 months, the second part of the year. So I think that you will get a breather before that happens, but I see retrogrades as it's a time to go over things, okay? A time to have a chance to redo things. So don't look at retrogrades as just being very negative, okay? What I'm going to do now, dear Aries, is I'm going to take a handwritten card on each of the people here. So we've got the King of Pentacles, the Emperor, the Empress, and the Queen of Swords here. I'd like to see roughly what messages they're giving us. Now, this may or may not resonate for you. Keep in mind that this is a general reading, and you know better than I do what you're dealing with. Okay, let's take the Emperor. And we have, I had been dreaming about you before I met you, and this is the Six of Cups, which says to me that this person is someone from your distant past, from another lifetime. Let's look at the Empress. Some of you may even share children with this Emperor, because the Six of Cups is the soulmate card, but it's also the card of children. Let's look at the Empress. I can't help myself from falling in love with you every day. And this is the Ace of Cups. Ace of Cups. So Ace of Cups and Nine of Cups, that's 10 cups. She's falling in love. She wants a family. Now, for some of you, even if this is pregnancy, because we do have the Ace of Pentacles, if you are seriously, like literally pregnant, I would say that you are deeply falling in love with that seed that you hold in your stomach. Okay, so, and this could be that you are falling pregnant at a later age. Okay, King of Pentacles could be someone around you, as well as the Queen of Swords. She could even be an obstetrician, a gynecologist. Let's look at the King of Pentacles. And we have, if you won't or can't accept my life and my ways, then we're over. I can have any woman or man with a blink of an eye. And this is the Six of Wands, like up here. Okay, so very, very interesting. Someone who is a little bit in their ego. But then we've got the Five of Wands, which says that there are disagreements. I don't want to say a fall from grace, but sometimes when we are not thankful, when we don't give thanks to the divine, then we can receive that slap in the face. Let's take one more card, because this may not resonate for all of you. And we also have, you are very attractive. I don't know if I can keep my hands off you. This is the Ace of Wands. And that ties in very much so with the devil energy. So let's look at this Queen of Swords. What is she all about? And we have, I want to marry you. I want to share my life with you. And she's holding that Ten of Pentacles. So very interesting. Could it be that the Queen of Swords is the same person? Then that would be a Libra, because the Empress, as I said, could be Taurus, Libra. Many times we do say it's Aries. I do feel it's your energy. Some of you may have strong air in your chart, which could be Libra. Okay. For others of you, it could be Virgo, because we've got Ten of Pentacles here. And Virgo can show up as air as well, for me anyway. So I will leave it at that. I do want to thank you all so much. Thank you again. Wishing you all the best, and stay on to listen to the astrology for February if you are interested. And straight after that, I do have the announcement for the free giveaway, okay, the competition, and how you can enter into that. Thank you, dear Aries. Much love, much light to all of you. Kelly, my darling, lots of love to you. I always remember you. Bye-bye, darling. Darlings. Hello, everyone. Thank you for sticking around for the astrology part of the reading. For those of you that like to know roughly what's going on in the month of February of 2020, hope that you all made it very easily through the very challenging month of January. We're still not out of the storm, still not out of the challenges. I know that mid-month of February until even March, the whole of March, I would say, is going to be fairly demanding and a bit of a challenge, because we're going to have Mars that's going to move into, as you could see, into the sign of Capricorn. It's going to pass over the South Node, then Jupiter and Pluto with Saturn, which, you know, the eclipse that we had on the 10th of January, which was connected to difficult and challenging aspects, was really, really tough. Now, we're not out of the woods yet. As I said, Mars is fire, it's war, it's the ruling planet of Aries. And Aries, the shadow side of Aries can be aggression. Now, Mars can speak of energy and vitality and strength and power. So, you know, with Mars moving over the South Node, which is very karmic, Mars and the South Node, which has to do with past situations, anything to do with what is very familiar, and again, very, very karmic. Mars is asking for us to let go of something of the past. Let it go. That's what the South Node is. It's something that we're supposed to be moving away from. Then Mars will be joining Jupiter in the sign of Capricorn. Now, Capricorn is ruled by Saturn, and the ruling planet, is in its home sign, which, as you all know, Saturn is amplified in the sign of Capricorn. It is very strong there, as I said, and Mars also likes to be in the sign of Capricorn. It is very strong there. Capricorn is governments, government agencies. It's the law. It's anything to do with the warrior, let's say, you know, that fighter. It's the goat that climbs the mountain. And it does speak of integrity and having to do the hard work. Now, of course, Mars will give us the energy, but because Capricorn is very slow moving and Mars is very fast, it's fire, you know, the downside to this can be aggression, passive aggressiveness, or, you know, even Mars, I suppose, in the sign of Capricorn, will have to slow down and be patient with doing things that are necessary to be done. So we know that Jupiter expands on everything and touches. What is Mars? Mars is, again, quick, fire, challenge, go for it, spontaneity. You know, it's everything that Aries is. Now, Mars can also speak of beginnings. So Jupiter is spirituality. It's something that grows, something that becomes very abundant. So therefore, it amplifies everything to do with Mars. Now, of course, Pluto and Saturn, which are still conjunct, they're still together. We know that Pluto brings transformation. It's, you know, the power. Saturn is the general, let's say, of the planets of the zodiac. And it's very, you know, it needs strategy, needs slow and steady movement. So whatever transformation we've been going through, and this could relate to anything to do with what I mentioned of Capricorn, and Capricorn is also work, it's the 10th house, and it's also our status. So there is a very slow transformation that we're going through. Now, as I said, Mars can be fire. We know that Mars, Pluto, and Saturn are the malefic planets of the zodiac. Therefore, and with Jupiter coming up to this area, even though there's quite a bit of a space between them, they're like 10 degrees apart. Jupiter is a very big planet, and Pluto is very powerful. And again, Pluto and Saturn are very karmic. So with Mars coming over these two big players, Jupiter coming closer, it's going to amplify the karma. It's going to amplify the difficulties. And again, anything can happen. Anything can happen. With Mars being here, it is like that spark that's going to begin a situation where, again, it's going to be, I want to move forward, but I can't because I've got Saturn here, which is, and Pluto, which are asking for transformation. Now, again, Saturn, very slow moving. He's the Lord of time and karma. So therefore, it's like trying to move forward quickly with Mars, but then needing to slow down. And this will all be amplified with Jupiter very close here. So that's why I'm saying that mid-February, from the 16th of February, when Mars will enter Capricorn, it will start to slowly move over these planets, these energies here. Let's go back to the beginning of the month. What is important in February? We've got on the 3rd of February, we're having Mercury entering Pisces. Let's see that. Okay, so the 3rd of February, as you can see here, we've got the 3rd of February, and we're having, well, it's only hours away, let's say. Mercury will be moving into Pisces. Now, Mercury is the mind. Pisces is, it's the divine, it's spiritual, it's very creative as well. So we know that Mercury is all about logic, and Pisces is all about no logic, like we're zonked out, we're living in a dream. It's very dreamy like. So we're going to be seeing things that are very imaginative. Our what we perceive will be through creativity, through seeing something that is very dreamy. That's what the energy that Mercury gets when it's in the sign of Pisces, and it will be moving over, obviously, Neptune which is the ruling planet of Pisces. We did have recently, I'm going to say, a conjunction with Venus and Neptune, which can be very dreamy. It can be the divine love. It can also be money, let's say, through creativity. Okay, and but we did have Venus that was squaring over to Mars. Mars and Venus are very, they're the lovers of the zodiac. And a square is not easy, so it's as though we've turned some sort of a corner. Maybe even with Neptune being the illusion, maybe there was some sort of an argument or a misunderstanding where, relationships are concerned. Now, Venus is very strong. She loves being in Pisces, so that gives her more power. And anyway, let's go on to the 7th of the month, which is, now the hours may be a little bit off, doesn't really matter. Venus is going to enter Aries, and Venus turns from dreamy, romantic, let's say, very sacrificial. She turns into the warrior queen, let's say, where she actually she goes towards and she wants to take a risk on love. She's action orientated. She's ready for new beginnings, and she does become the warrior queen, as I said. So very fire, Aries is fire, so very fire stricken. She's ready to go for what she wants, and that gives her the energy, obviously. So full moon on February 9th. So let's go on to the 9th of the month. We're having a full moon. Yes, so the full moon will be in the sign of Leo, and it is at 20 degrees. So it is obviously it's the time of Aquarius, so happy birthday if you are an Aquarian. Okay, so 20 degrees is, if you have, let's say, something in your chart, for those of you that are familiar with your charts. If you are not, please go to astro.com, put in your details there for a natal birth chart, put in your birth details, the exact time if you know it, and you can get your natal chart. You can see where all your planets are. So yes, if you've got something around the 20-degree mark, obviously this full moon will be touching on your life. Now, full moons are combinations. It is some sort of completion. Leo is all about the heart. It's the child that wants to go out and play. It's all about flirtation. It's all about creating something of your own. It's a risk that you're needing or wanting to take. And Leo is also the heart. So it's also bringing things out and showing the world. Okay, now, being the star, being up on stage, that's what is culminating here with a full moon in Leo. Now, what I wanted to say also is that for those of you that know which are the important points, let's say rising, the ascendant, the descendant, the midheaven, and the IC, right? So those points are very important in the chart. So if you do have anything on those points connecting to the full moon, even with the full moon close to one of these very important points, it is a very important time for you. So I want to say, because the full moon is in Leo, obviously it is some sort of a culmination also, which will be affecting the rest of the fire signs. So Aries and Sagittarius, as well as Leo, will be the most that are affected. Okay, let's go into the next transit. As I said, the 16th of the month is when Mars will be moving into the sign of Capricorn. Now, it is showing up in Sag. I don't want to go hours forward, back and forth. Anyway, so Capricorn will be moving into the sign of Capricorn, as I explained earlier. And what do we have here? On the same day, we are actually having Mercury turning retrograde. Now, let me go forward a few hours so I can show you that. Okay, so I just moved Mercury forward so you could see how it will be retrograde. And of course, it's on the 2nd of February, it will be moving into its shadow period. So on the 17th, well, I'm in the Northern Hemisphere on the 17th. So for others, it could be on the 16th, depending on, it's only hours difference, nevertheless. So yes, it will be turning retrograde, and it will continue up until the 9th of March, when it will station to go direct. So it will leave its retrograde shadow zone, let's say, at the end of March, on the 29th of March. So we're talking roughly around 2 months, you know, both shadow periods in the beginning and in the end, but the retrograde is usually around 3 weeks, maybe just over. So, okay, a couple of days after that, we're having the sun move into Pisces. Okay, so here we are, and the sun moving into Pisces. Again, happy birthday to you, Piscean people, and wishing you all the best on your birthday. This is a very important time for you in your lives. Okay, our birthday month is always full of blessings. So, and obviously, very soon, in the next few days, you get your new moon, but I will get to that. We've got one more thing to mention on the 20th of the month. 20th of the month, we have Jupiter sextiling Neptune, and where are we? Jupiter in Capricorn, which is sextiling over to Neptune. And we know that Jupiter expands on everything. Neptune is very dreamy. Sometimes, a sextile is very positive. So this is the first consecutive of 3 meetings with Jupiter and Neptune. Neptune in Pisces is very strong. Again, very dreamy. Could be those rose-colored glasses. It can be a very spiritual time. Both Neptune and Jupiter are very spiritual. And we know that also with Jupiter, it's all about our belief system. So it could also include any connections with people from different backgrounds as well. It is a time of generosity and compassion. That's what Pisces is. And this is expanding, obviously, with Jupiter as well. So, as I said, this is the first conversation with these 2 big planets. And there's 2 more, which will be, I think the next one will be sometime in July and then in October. Now, also the last very important thing is the new moon on the 23rd. We're having a new moon in Pisces. As I was saying, dear Pisces, this is your annual new moon. It's a very lucky time for you, very beneficial. Make sure, and I'm talking to everyone now, to set out those intentions. Send your wishes out to the divine. Pisces is the divine. This is an amazing time for letting the divine know what you wish to bring for you. And you never know, in a matter of 6 months, this could be what will happen for you. Okay, now let's go a few hours forward, since we know that with new moons, we've got the moon and the sun together, as you can see here. Here we go. The sun and the moon at 4 degrees in the sign of Pisces. Okay, so new beginnings, that's what new moons are all about. And it is happening at 4 degrees. 4 degrees roughly of Pisces. So again, for those of you that have your birthday 4 degrees would be the first decan of the sign of Pisces. So for those of you that have your birthday on the first days of the season, the Piscean season, for you it's especially very important that there are new beginnings, and this is a wild card for you, a very, very lucky time. All right, everyone, so I think I will leave it at that. Soon, just one last thing, we're going to be having not very long, a couple of months to go before the nodes are going to change from Cancer, Capricorn to Gemini and Sagittarius to that axis. So I will get into that when we get to that time. Thank you for listening. Hope that this was a little bit of enlightenment for you, for those of you that are astrology lovers, beginners mainly, because we don't go very deep into the astrology. Just a last thing that I want to show here is that I don't know about you guys if you've had any synchronicities or anything like that recently, but what I keep seeing is 444. 44 is everywhere. Usually I'm the person who sees number 11, and that's why I've called my channel Divine Debut 11. But the past month, I would say roughly, it's 444 all the time, and they're angel numbers. So it's saying that, to me personally, it's saying that whatever difficulties we're all going through, the divine is still there looking out for us. So for those of you that have been through hardship, and it's most of us, since the beginning of the even end of last year, know that this too will pass, and always positive thinking brings a positive outcome. That's how energy works. So again, thank you very much. Wishing you all well. Talk to you very soon. Thank you. Okay, hello everyone. Letting you know that I am hosting a competition for Valentine's Day, and what that will include. So the winner will be able to win from me a 40-minute love reading using tarot. Okay, so if you'd like to enter, this competition is going to be done through Instagram. So what you need to do is, first of all, I have my Instagram link in the description box below, at Divine Debut 11. So if you don't know how that's spelled, please check it out in the description box. What you need to do is go to my Instagram, find the post about the competition, which will be up there. You also have to tag 2 friends in the comments. Okay, so we will be choosing from the people who have tagged 2 of their friends, obviously. Also, make sure that you are following me on Instagram. Now, the more times that you comment, the higher your chances are of winning. Okay, so the winner will be chosen from the comments, okay, which we'll be checking that they have tagged 2 friends. So the competition is going to start from as soon as you can find the as soon as you can find that post about the competition. So you could start to enter. The competition will end on the 11th of February, so on the 11th of the 2nd of 2020. Okay, very important date. Now, the delivery of the prize will be for the lucky winner on the 14th of February. I should say that the prize will be, the reading will be done before that, but they will receive it and in relation to Valentine's Day. So they may receive it the day after, on the 12th, on the 13th, at the latest on the 14th. Okay, so you have to contact me through Instagram. Okay, that's the only way that you can enter this competition. And it is my pleasure to do this for you. One lucky person, as I said, will win a free love reading. I would like to thank you all so much for all that you do for my channel. This is me giving something back to you. I do receive your love daily, and this is just something extra for Valentine's Day. There will be more to come, more competitions like this. For those of you that are interested in what's happening with me, I am settling in slowly in this new environment. It takes a while though, and being a Virgo, everything's got to be perfect. So look out for more coming from my channel. And also, I would like to wish you all good luck, and I will be announcing the winner. Obviously, I will be posting it on Instagram, so you know who the actual winner is. All right, thank you all so much, and talk to you soon.